All right, welcome to episode 51 of the Coffee and Conspiracy podcast. We got Sean now.
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going?
You missed the big 50th one, but you had a good excuse.
I know.
So,
Yeah, you guys did your Memorial Day barbecue the day before Memorial Day.
yeah, I guess that kind of defeated the
Yep.
purpose of that. But,
I had off for the Memorial Day, not for the day before Memorial Day,
but it was the 50th podcast.
which I was told was on Memorial Day. I was set.
All right, well, we promise this one's going to be a little more on track than that one, which was all over the place.
Yeah, I heard you guys had quite a lot of people on, right?
We did.
We did.
We
It
had
was
9 or 10
like
people.
probably 9 or 10
I haven't
people.
had a chance to listen to it yet, but I definitely am excited too.
I mean, it's crazy because it's. I feel like the pillow's gonna muffle it, and I'll cut that. But it's when you have that many people like all together in a room, like me being intoxicated, thought that was way more chaotic than it actually was when I listened to it.
When we re-listened to it, and
That's good.
Absolutely. I feel like, too, I, laugh because we've gone... I mean, obviously, people are liking this, that we are very close
so,
to
they do.
2,000 downloads, so thank you very much to
pretty
whoever
awesome.
is downloading. But we've gone so far from the conspiracy topic
pretty much, yeah. We just kind of,
that it's just like, okay, this is just coffee and bullshit. Just coffee, and it's kind of like whatever we feel like talking about.
When was the last time you guys focused on a big conspiracy theory?
We did do one that was really popular was the what happened to JFK's brain,
that was
because
pretty
that
good,
was
yeah.
like super fascinating. I was
I was on
fascinated
on
with
an episode
it.
after that talking about
Yeah,
JFK
you were.
too.
Yeah, you
were. Yeah.
You guys did the brain episode, and then I came on talking because I just watched Jackie again, which was a big fan of.
JFK is like always a big conspiracy topic. It's one that we're both kind of fascinated with. So I think that's what kind of spawned the initial.
There's
Everyone's got a thing for the
Yeah.
every American's got a thing for the Kennedy family. It's just
we were actually leaving Wonder Woman, and we were in King of Prussia, and there's a poster. There's a movie coming out, I think in October, where actually a guy, I don't even know the backstory of it, but he says that he's the one that actually killed John F. Kennedy, shot him and stuff. So there's an actual movie coming out.
That's what's up. Did another conspiracy style? Did any of you guys watch that new Netflix documentary?
The Keepers.
Yeah.
No. And
We
it's
have heard
funny.
about that.
I mean, Ken obviously has guested on the podcast before. He was talking to us the other day just about how good it is. It's totally like another Making a Murderer.
Okay.
That it's that addictive,
Kind of the
like
reason
that.
I've been putting it off though is and also as great as Making Murderer was, it's a bit of a downer. I don't get me wrong, I like all ranges of things, but when I come home from work or something like that, I'm not always I was just saying earlier off the podcast I was mentioning, I come home and watch 4 hours of Friends right now.
I mean, I'm
don't-
still trying to figure out how the fuck you have time to do
You
that.
watch a lot of things that I don't.
I mean, are you really
Dude.
paying attention to it, or are you just
I mean,
like?
so I have it. Okay, how they say I'm a real night owl. But they say you can get. It tends to be people that are night owls you can get more stuff done at night, but it tends to be tedious work versus if you get up early in the morning, you get more creative work done. I wish I was more of a morning person and stuff like that because I do feel like at nighttime when I come home from, especially trying to work, working at a restaurant and everything, come home from the restaurant. I want to get stuff done still. I want to make sure I'm not making the restaurant my only priority. But I'm tired at the same time. So it's I just go for it. It's late at night. The tedious work is just what I go for. So I sit, at my laptop, facing the computer, and just organize. I have the headphones on.
Well,
but,
I read the study, the same thing you're talking about. They said people that are messy and night owls are smarter.
Oh, see,
That's
again,
what, they're smarter and more creative.
there's pros and cons though too, because again, they said you'll tend to get more tedious work done at night. You'll stay up doing work, but it won't be your best work, and it won't necessarily a lot of times that'll be saved for the when you do kind of get up and I don't know, when you have that motivation and it's you know what that feels like when it snowballs, then you kind of get up the next day and keep it going, or at least maybe the day after. But when you're working a job just to pay the bills kind of thing, and you're trying to also do something else, like you start a career in something else, it's like I don't know, just splitting and dividing your time. Like it's kind of hard, and like I want to come home from work and make sure I'm still doing something like related to entertainment and journalism, but it's like hard for me to want to like write an article or like do this like big editorial. So I watch.
See, I'm the
things.
weird one though, like, cause I mean, when we had our office, still PCM did used to have an office, but
Yeah, when
like
I started at PCM, there was an
back in the
office.
day,
Back in the
but
day.
I used to have dead silence when I was working. It used to drive Joe absolutely up a wall because he had to have TV going.
Yeah.
When he was, and me, I start getting distracted by the television, which I'm distracted by the TV behind you right now.
High
Like
School
I'm trying to,
Musical
no,
ending?
it's not High School Musical again. It's some
Oh.
sort of animated thing. But, I do. I get very, like, distracted by that. And then I'm like, shit, I'm not getting anything done.
Yeah,
so I
I'm the
have to
same
have
way.
that quiet focus time.
I like soundtracks, like film scores work really good for that. I got the Stranger Things season 1 soundtrack. It's like been my favorite thing for the past month. If like I'm writing something, like I'll put that on and listen to the. I'm gonna have to turn around and look and see.
I know, I'm making faces at the TV. Sorry, I'm distracting Sean now.
Does
Oh, it's
Netflix-
Monkey Bone.
Monkey Bone.
That's what it is. Damn, this movie's old. Shit, man, that's when Brandon Fraser was still relevant.
Yeah, we were just talking about him. How he looks
Yeah.
like the dude from Mumford & Son.
Yeah, he does. He resembles the guitarist or fiddler player from Mumford and Sons. Okay, we totally went podcast land from High School Musical 3, which I didn't even realize there was a third one.
either
This is
until
how
about
out of
2 hours
touch
ago.
with pop culture I am. To Monkey Bone. We're doing good tonight.
Yes,
High
we
School
are.
Musical 3 was kind of creepy. Like,
It was creepy. It is very fun to ad lib, though.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
absolutely.
Yeah, put
Yeah.
on mute and like see
Oh
see
yeah,
the
you're
lines.
kind of just like, what are they doing?
Well, I'm just like, yeah, man. Like Efron, like is old enough to be aware that that's embarrassing.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I mean,
He's
Like
got
I
Disney
said,
money. He'll be alright.
He is cashing those
yeah,
checks.
He's good. Yeah, he's all right. Like, but just saying, like, he gotta be like, damn.
Brandon Fraser ain't no Zac Efron. Like that's
No,
all
no,
I'm saying.
no.
He is not in the same boat anymore.
No, not anymore.
He needs Baywatch.
Does Netflix like traditionally release their stuff on Blu-ray and stuff like that? As a, like, you know what I mean, like a series?
Like some they do, like House of Cards, they've been releasing on Blu-ray. Like I'm imagining Sense8 they probably will for special features.
All right,
I
like
know,
we are not. You had to go
I
and
know,
bring
I
up
did it
Sense8,
intentionally.
and that fucking broke my heart.
especially because it was a battle. Like,
Okay,
they
and
tried
then
to
this
keep it
thing,
alive.
it's like, okay, do I feel that 9 million an episode is a bit
That's
excessive?
too much money.
Plus,
yes.
we have no idea how many people are actually watching because Netflix.
Right,
From a
because
business
they will.
standpoint,
Right,
I'd
so
put
that's
it
what I'm
too.
saying. I guarantee you that was not one of their more popular series. Like, I just know it wasn't.
That's more than like CW spends on like their like. Oh, they only get like big budgets like every like on the, like in
But
the
see, I mean,
Arrowverse,
the
like,
epic
you can-
scale of this show, like, I mean, because they went so far as to film in 13 different countries, they went all, and they had extras in all of them. They had these big elaborate scenes that were happening. I get it, but they try to take like like what they did with the Matrix,
Yeah.
They tried to take like that kind of money and put this into like an hour TV series. And when it's costing you that much per episode, they're not going to keep you.
Yeah, it's business.
And if the viewers aren't coming in, because they never hyped that
I
show
know. And
at
it
all.
always makes it, and it always
And
seems
it's
like you
fucking
can't jump in. You
brilliant.
have to start. Like,
Oh, you
it's-
can't jump in.
Right.
And it was brilliant, though. And if you did start from the beginning, then you're freaking brokenhearted, like I am right now. And the only thing I can hope for is I'm like, please, Netflix and Wachowskis, give me some kind of tie up for that. Like, they're not going to.
It's a shame because that's probably the most popular thing that the Wachowskis have done. That the Wachowski siblings have done since
They're girls now. It's okay.
They're both girls.
Yeah.
Are they? Is it 2 or 3 of them?
Two. But
There's
I thought
two.
there
It's
was-
the-
one was still a dude last time. I
Okay,
looked at a
I-
Like a
picture.
lady?
No, I think they're both trans now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good
So
for
they've
them.
totally gone from like the Wachowski brothers to now the Wachowski sisters.
Damn, that is
But
from the
but
just
here's
in
the
your
thing.
lifetime from the Matrix when they were the Wachowski brothers. Like that's how they were being like
Yeah.
from the,
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I think I could be wrong that one of them may not be.
One of them definitely is for sure. Like I know.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like,
Lana is.
Yeah,
But, like, I don't know for absolute certainty that the other one has transitioned. But, I mean, either which way, it does not even matter. Because, see, that show was one of the few shows that actually did, like, have huge characters that
and
were.
The last movie was that fucking movie with Channing Tatum as a dog and Sean Bean as a bee, and it had that's Mila Kunis in it. Jupiter Ascending. Like it's not like they've had yeah, they haven't had box office success in a while.
No, but like the Sense8 was brilliant. And like it was one of the first shows that was like very, very trans friendly. The main character was. There was a lot of, like gay rights support. The Mexican actor, like Leto was a gay actor in Mexico in the series. He came out of the closet and they totally skewered him in Mexico City, and it proved like what, because he was an action star, and then they felt like he lied,
Yeah.
But they went into this whole thing, and they said what was worse was that this cancellation happened on the first day of Pride Month.
Oh, that
Like, they were like,
yeah.
"Are you done? Like insult to injury
Yeah,
here."
that is.
Like it was like one of the very few shows that's very like LGBT like friendly.
You don't really see that much.
I'm guessing that was a PR look.
That was an oversight. It was.
Oversight.
No, they didn't think about that. But like that was an accident purely.
There's
but
just so many beginning of holidays and like celebration months and stuff. And like you're also doing fiscal things like as a business. You're not necessarily thinking about like, oh shit, we just made a big fucking PR boo boo. Like yeah, like but
no, but that's like people started really kicking up about that as well. They were like, "Oh man, you make this announcement," and then the way it ended was so damn open ended that it just,
that's like
I was pissed.
Yeah, people that expected like a season 3 at least for. I was expecting to be watching Vinyl right now, season 2 of Vinyl. So
That was a good series.
I fucking loved it, and I was.
You know what? Everything led to the freaking promise of another season of that.
They even announced it. They had officially announced it, and then they changed their mind at the end because of how expensive the show was.
Right, and that's exactly. I think what happens is budget starts to play a major factor, and when they're like, "Oh fuck, we're not gonna make enough money," like we can't do it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know we jumped from Netflix. We're jumping from Netflix to HBO between the two different series.
It's not. It's the same concept, though.
Yeah.
It comes down. It's not even the quality of the show or the viewership. It comes down to how much they want per episode, and what the production cost is going to be. And that was a really expensive show to do.
Yeah, like on a show that a more positive note, kind of show wise, it's the final season of The Strain, right? You're excited about that?
That does look interesting.
Yeah.
I saw some trailers for it.
I mean, I think FX might still hate me, but that doesn't mean that I don't love them. So, like, it's all good.
I knew you'd be down about the Sense8, but I figured you'd probably pretty excited about the final season of The Strain and stuff. I mean, it's always sad to see things end, but when they end properly, like the way when we did these interviews with them, years ago, back for season 1, which was crazy at Comic-Con because people lined up for Hall H for a show that hadn't even premiered yet, or only had like one episode in or whatever. But anyway, they told us then how many years, like it was only going to be, 4 or 5 seasons, and here's what we're going to do, and they really pretty much adhered exactly to what they laid out and set to do.
They knew they had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
Like you said, they knew where they wanted to go,
With
and
Carlton Cuse, people were a little
they were also hoping that the network would allow them to get to where they wanted to go. And I think sometimes when you go to the network and you have your game plan laid out, and you're kind of like, okay, I foresee 4 seasons of this, or I foresee
That's
this.
the only way a Lost showrunner, somebody that was a showrunner for Lost would get a job, is following how Lost went. I mean, Carlton Cuse, the only way he was going to get that job was by being very specific about. Same thing with Lindelof doing The Leftovers. The only, I know that's most it. As of us recording it, the finale just aired last night. I haven't watched
I
it
haven't
yet.
either,
But I'm
so
sure-
we
I don't know,
can't
kind of-
analyze that
I'm not even
yet.
going to. I'm just saying, it's always been a guess that we're not going to get a ton of conclusion answers and stuff like that, and all of a sudden in a 90-minute wrap up or anything like that. Like, but it's Lindelof had to go again, coming from Lost, like had to go with like a plan, and then with HBO, like, here's my season 1, here's my season 2, like here's.
Oh, I'm
like,
wondering if he did that with Bates Motel too, because he's a producer on that too.
Like, and Bates Motel was, I know that's another one where people are sad because it's the final season just ended and everything, but like it was like Avira Farmiga also was like ready to leave. Like, I mean, like she like doesn't want to continue. She didn't even say not television. She just was ready to do something else. Like, and I've fallen behind. But was she in a lot of the last season? Like, when did they keep her around in the?
Well, I mean, we could talk about it since it aired, and she, they
Yeah.
did, but like she was kind of.
Well, yeah, it's. I mean,
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
don't
she
know
was
psychomythology,
dead, like, yeah.
that's the thing. That they were building up to that, and they had to get at least a season out of after, like him being. After what happens with him and her, but like I was wondering how they kind of like kept it, if they were able to keep her around.
They scrapped Tales from the Crypt.
They're not going to do it.
No, not this year.
That's a shame.
I know.
What is going on?
But it's Monkey Bone again.
Monkey Bone.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm very distracted by silent monkey bone on the TV behind us,
These
so
practical effects, like
it's
the lighting and
it's
stage.
absolutely horrifying right now. I don't like creepy weird shit like that.
No, you don't. You get scared really easily.
I do.
So do
It's
I.
like the same set as like the Mask.
It looks like that or Beetlejuice.
Oh, it'd be so much cooler if it was.
Do you think they'll ever make a Beetlejuice Part 2?
No, I don't
No.
think Tim Burton will ever. Every time those rumors pop up, like everyone squashes them like real quick. Like Michael Keaton won't. Michael Keaton might be the only one that would be like cool to like come back and do it because he's like really like a fun like actor. Like, well, no, it just like won't work. Like
They would have
plus
to.
Tim Burton. That's just a huge.
Well, they
step
would
back
almost
into
have
it.
to do like an entire reboot of it,
Yeah.
and that just wouldn't work either. So
It's been too long, and it's just the characters have. Plus, a lot of those actors do have other things going on. Now, what I do find that's weird, I can't believe there's enough popularity that ABC is bringing back Roseanne. Out of all the networks that were going to pick up Roseanne,
Okay, now did you
Disney?
hear that rumor though of what they're doing? Okay, because this like pissed me off. It's like one of the initial plot lines that they were gonna go
They
with.
got to bring out John Goodman.
Yeah, well, no, it was that Dan faked his death and he didn't really
Conspiracy.
die. Right, conspiracy. There we go.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
faked his death, and and I'm like, oh come on. I mean, they
you're gonna have to
clearly
rewrite
like.
the Roseanne ending to make it. Make
Well,
sense
no,
to
I mean, then
relaunch
I guess they were going to say that like they all thought he was dead. Then I guess the other plot line was that her and Jackie were like opening a pot dispensary somewhere, like in their town. Like
now that it's on ABC, I doubt that it'll be
right now, see, I think that was the scenario that they were going with, like Netflix.
Netflix,
Yeah, it was
like
on the live streaming.
but
thing. Yeah.
like the whole pot dispensary thing on
it's not even
ABC.
on network TV now.
Do not think
it'll
so.
have a bigger because it's coming back and Disney's not going to want it to look bad. It'll have a bigger budget on ABC, I'm guessing, than it would have at Netflix. I could be wrong. I'm just
It's
guessing.
gonna end up being like a limited series, though. They're not
It's
gonna
like a
bring
limited
it.
series like X-Files that keeps returning for limited. Like, I would love just X-Files to return every year with like what they're doing. Roseanne, I hope this is like whatever. I don't even know I did not know there was a demand for people that wanted to see Roseanne Barr back. And like
I didn't
again,
either.
you're gonna spend the first episode or two explaining to me how John Goodman is still around.
Okay, look, that, like I said, that was one plot thing that I read. I'm not saying they're gonna actually
the thing
go
is
with that.
Like, half the people
But
don't
if-
want to watch it. A lot of people don't want to watch it without John Goodman in the show. So without him in the show,
Like I said, I agree with you. I would have never thought that there was any type. All I knew is that Roseanne was like living on a goddamn hazelnut farm,
yeah.
or a macadamia nut farm in Hawaii.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Hawaii.
Jeez, I mean, there's again. Plus, all those other actors basically work on Big Bang Theory. Like a third of that cast works on Big Bang Theory right now. So it's like, yeah, Laurie Metcalf, John Galecki, and then the actress that played Darlene, like, still has a bit role on Big Bang. So that's 3 actors.
Yeah, and she's
right
also
there.
doing what, The View?
Yeah,
So
that's,
it's
she does that daily. So that's 3 actors right there that have full-time jobs like that aren't gonna.
and then they were like, which Becky's coming back?
That's a good
Becky
you know?
1 or Becky 2? Like,
And-
which one is coming back?
And the thing is that Roseanne is one of those shows that I don't actually really like a lot, but I've seen a ton of episodes because it used to come on.
It
in
was
between,
okay. It was so relatable though at the time for people. It was like one of the first like blue collar kind of.
That's why I'm loving
It
Friends
was.
right now. It's like I'm like aging with the. I mean, I
like-
can't afford a loft in New York City, and I don't have that many friends at a coffee shop to hang out with. But I like to relate to the show. Sorry.
You like to pretend that you're
Yeah,
like
I'm
the honorary friend.
Exactly.
Like, I'm the absent friend.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. I'm the one holding the camera. Like,
yeah, you wondered how this got made? Like, I documented their life. Like, we grew up together.
oh, the best 10 years of my life.
Right, they were your imaginary friends come to life,
Damn,
right?
it was great.
That's a shame. It is funny though when you grow up with certain things and then you see, like, I just don't agree with a lot of comebacks
I was
with
seeing
stuff.
Step by Step. Not Step by Step, but Full House. Full House.
Yeah, when they did the Full House.
I watched like a couple episodes of the reboot, didn't like it all that much, so I just stopped watching it.
I hear like, I didn't have that much interest in it, but like from people that watch it, pretty much all agree. Like I don't like it very much. I watched the whole thing. Just like why? Like if you don't like it, what are you watching? And just like, well, I like more Full House. Like okay,
It's a
so,
shame all the Golden Girls are almost dead.
Like, they could bring.
That's like never coming back.
Yeah.
Could
Do
do,
you
like, any
remember
of
that
this-
show Step by Step? I wouldn't mind seeing
Yes.
that coming back together.
Oh no.
I don't want all these 80s and 90s sitcoms to come
No,
back.
they don't
though.
need to
Like,
come
I'm
back.
good,
Step
like,
by
just-
step.
And then you got like you could like just start doing like Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh
right?
yeah, here we
Like,
go. TGIF making a return.
Yeah,
like,
right? Dude, you
Family Matters.
wake up early in the morning like sorry, this is like I'm just like thinking about like all these old shows now. Like this morning I like was up like 6 o'clock in the
this is
morning.
the
and Charmed was-
nostalgia
Nostalgia,
podcast.
yeah.
Like reliving the
Saved by the
shows
Bell,
of the fucking
Addams
90s.
Family, The Monsters.
Yeah,
The who?
The Monsters.
The Monster.
The
What'd you call
Monsters.
it? The Monsters?
No, the Monsters.
The Monsters.
Monsters.
What's their address?
123 Mockingbird Lane.
Okay. All right.
Eddie Munster.
Yeah, they don't. There's some things that just don't need a reboot, though.
Yeah.
I was kind of upset about The Crow
Yeah,
getting rebooted, and I do not see. I think Jason Momoa is a lovely man, like I do. But do I see him in the role of Eric Draven? No, I do not.
Who would you cast as Eric Draven?
I don't really know that, but I just don't see him.
I'm
Yeah, that guy's kind of built for that. You know what I mean? He's not. He's like he's a really.
He's way
big guy.
bulkier
Yeah.
than the last. I
Yeah.
mean, than
Yeah,
Lee
I mean,
would,
definitely
but-
not like I said. It's Brandon Lee wasn't like scrawny, but
No,
like
but
it
he's not
was.
Jason Momoa jacked. Like
No.
he's not Aquaman
Jason
jacked.
Momoa's pretty
Like
big,
yeah,
yeah.
dude. Right after
I could
Wonder-
almost see Jason Momoa being one of the fucking villains in it,
Like the
not
bad guy,
that
yeah.
not. And he apparently he is signed on, like he's locked with
That's
this.
awesome.
So
that guy seems like a cool guy. I'm excited that they're making Aquaman like to make Aquaman like a sellable character, just like the most badass like version. Like and in the Justice League trailer, he's like the most badass character. Like in
Yeah,
the
he gets
trailer.
more screen time than pretty much anybody else in
Yeah.
that trailer.
no, I think they needed to do that because that was like one of those characters that it's just been like on the table for so long at
It's
what
so
they
crazy,
were
though,
gonna
like,
do
you look at the
with.
comic book and he had like what was it, orange, like
Orange and green.
Yeah, orange and green. Now he's like a big, you know what I mean? So it's weird.
It's all in
and he's like
create.
throwing the liquor bottle like down and everything.
Yeah, I
like
mean, it's
that,
but it's
like-
all in creative vision. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
these
yeah, for
people can,
sure.
and you can make people start to see a character in another way. I mean, we talked earlier about the freaking, 10 different versions of Harley Quinn that you
Right.
see at a convention. Now, before Suicide Squad, you didn't see this overly sexed up fucking Harley
didn't.
Quinn.
They
It was like Harley Quinn dressed in the jester suit, like with the hammer.
From the
Or
cartoon,
like
yeah.
Harley Quinn kind of in the, it's like
Maybe the
almost like a
Arkham
Harley
City,
Quinn
the video
or a
game
Harley or
version
like
is-
the Harlequin type of
Yeah.
costume is like what you would see. But now it's like you see all those and then
The
some.
ponytailed like version, like the one in the Suicide Squad, like was like based off of the Arkham City video game version more than like it was out of all the different ones and stuff like that. Like it took more influence from that than any other of the comics and stuff like that. New 52 did as well.
I mean, what I like is that they probably aren't going to be able to slug up Wonder Woman that much.
Well,
Like, and that's what we were talking about. You know, like the cosplay and
Yeah.
like how many Wonder Womans are we gonna
There probably
see?
will be. There'll probably be an increase.
I mean, look, Wonder
I mean-
Woman's costume is like a little bit risque.
Well, and again, there's a bunch of different versions of it. For the movie, it's gonna be more exciting to see how people like turn that outfit. See, that outfit's hard because it's like if you just go on like it's gonna not like to give it that movie look, like how they're gonna make it look metallic and shit like that. Like I'm excited. Plus, that they can have like a lot of like accessories with the lasso and shield. Wonder Woman's got some. Again, it's really easy to kind of slip that costume up with like boot. I don't know. You can do all sorts of different shit, but like
Yeah,
there's
of
also gonna
course.
be a lot of people that won't. On the Harley Quinn note, it was funny noticing like this year, like right after Suicide Squad, like at Halloween, like a million different like or a million girls out dressed like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, and same at New York Comic Con, and then by April at WonderCon, and like people had kind of decided negatively against Suicide Squad. There was still a million people dressed like Harley Quinn, but like way cut down on the Suicide Squad version. I started seeing a lot of the back to the Jester.
It's because it was
outfits
like
and-
anything else. It was like the it thing to
Yeah.
do at the time, and you know, then they were just like, all right, moving on to the next thing.
For sure, and I mean, I'm excited. Wonder Woman was fantastic. Excited about that, and I'm glad there's a new character for people to
Do you think that hurts though? With like we as a public and we as consumers, we see so much stuff. You know, and we can get news on our cell phones so fast and stuff. Do you think it hurts a character or something like that? You know what I mean? When it's like so quick. You know what I mean? Like you just said. You know, from October to April, how fast the decline in wanting to be that that character.
that was the
What, that
due to
they
the
lost
negative-
their
Yeah,
15
that was due to the
minutes?
negative, like.
Okay, that would have stayed in high popularity had the movie gotten more positive
Right,
popular,
there's
yeah.
always
reviews.
going to be certain Jokers, there's always going to be like certain characters and certain versions of characters. Like you're always going to see when you go to a convention, you're always going to see people walk around as Heath Ledger's Joker, like in the fucking dressed as
Right,
a
because
nurse.
he
Like, that's
made
so
that
memorable.
so iconic.
He did.
Like
And
that
they've got
out.
a bunch of dudes that want to wear the like that can fucking and like
Oh, they
yeah.
rock the hair, they rock the thing, and they want to be able to do it because, like, it's the one place, like, a convention's like the one place you can get away with, like, rocking that look, or a Halloween
Halloween,
party.
but even Halloween, it's still just a party. A convention, you get like even if you only do that costume for one day, you get that whole day like out of it and stuff like that. Amongst a
but
million
because
other people
that
are doing
movie
it.
got critical praise rather than panned, it's gonna stay in the popular field for like much longer than.
And Harley was already so oversaturated that Suicide Squad just pushed it over the edge. And I think like. Just like anything else, when girls looked around and saw 9 out of 10 girls are all dressed the same, they're like, I want to be that one girl that's dressed different. So like, let's try to like at least.
Right. Well, now they're starting to get a little more creative
Right.
with it, and I mean, I've seen some really interesting cosplays with different things. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I thought the one guy was hysterical. That was like he was dressed up as every Johnny Depp
I saw that
character,
movie, yeah, I saw
like
that.
all
He was
at
on
once.
stilts and everything.
Right. I mean, but he was dressed up for every single Johnny Depp character.
That's
He
funny.
had like a piece of it in
Yeah.
his costume. And I'm just like, who the hell comes up with this shit?
That
And
is
some of the
pretty neat.
crossover ones, I had that. I love the one there was right when Pokemon Go came back, Ash Ketchum. Someone did like a crossover with that Ash and Ash versus Evil Dead. Like,
That
and
is pretty cool.
it had a like chainsaw hand
His
and like a little
last
Pikachu.
name is Ketchum.
Yeah, in the Pokemon, it's Ash
What?
Ketchum. Like
Like
yeah.
catch 'em all?
yeah.
You never knew that?
No.
Wow. Learning new things,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen. Learning
Yeah.
new things.
God, that game really died out,
Yeah,
didn't it?
right?
Like, man, like, fuck that.
This
That's
time
like
last
fucking.
year, it like just launched.
I mean, now I heard like people are still down, like in the parks and stuff, like doing it, but not like it was
not like
before.
it was. I live next door to like a quote unquote Pokestop, and like when that shit came out this time last year, that was obnoxious. Like
Yeah,
I
they
was
were-
playing, don't get me wrong,
but they were out there like
outside my
all
house
night.
all the
I have a
time.
Pokestop
Yeah.
right in my backyard.
There's a
you know?
Pokestop right next
Is there?
to us.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. See, like, and I mean, right now, and then like, I know they released the second wave of Pokemon for people to catch. The problem for it, in my opinion,
Man,
is
I
it's-
gave up. That thing was killing my phone. Look, all I wanted was a fat little cute Pikachu, and I chased one down, and I caught him, and that was the end of it for me. That's all I wanted.
So see, there's that aspect, and then like for me, it's I can go around collecting these for a little while, but I gotta be able to play against somebody, and like the idea that like I could like you can do that like VR, like look on the screen, and like if they could have made it so we could battle, and I could like look on the screen, and we could both like flick our wrists like we were throwing Pokeballs on the ground, and like pick who
Oh,
came
you're
out and
making
fought.
that like
Dude,
way
that'd be
too-
so fun. Like, and just like watching them battle, like on the floor, like on our screens, like and you just like that would have been such a cool. Like, but instead, it's just they're continuing. Like, oh, here's a new wave of Pokemon. Like, I don't want to keep collecting them. I don't care. Like, I don't care about leveling them up. I don't care about going to the gyms. Like, because I'm not actually like doing anything.
Well,
I'm
that's
just
the other thing
leaving.
too. Like, I'm not even like near the gym,
Yeah.
and then you leave it, and then somebody overtakes it, and you're just like, this isn't worth it. It lost its appeal.
There's a couple of people at my work that still play a little bit because there's a gym right outside of like our like restaurant.
Yeah,
so
but that's
they
the
will,
thing,
like,
that's
at
where
the end
pe-
of the night like go out there try to see how long they can hold on to a spot. Like,
But see, that if you're near one, it's great. But
Right.
like, see, like I live in the middle of suburbia somewhere, and there was like nothing around me. Like I couldn't even catch them in my yard or anything, But like, because I tried, but like there was none. But then like I was like, let me just get in the car and drive down, and I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm
Yeah.
gonna like get in a car accident, like playing Pokemon Go.
Well, you
Like,
weren't
trying,
the first person to have that thought. So
No.
many people have that. Because you'd also get points for traveling, but it could recognize if you were going over a speed
Oh
limit.
yeah, well then you
so
just
it
had
was
to
like-
lie and hit the button. Go, I'm not driving.
Yeah.
Like I'm not driving. I'm a
I
passenger.
I had to hit that button for you a couple times.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that now. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
And again, like you mentioned, the draining the battery, and like last summer, man, like I don't know, I work at a restaurant, and just like all these idiots running, including myself, but just like running.
Yeah, I love how you
around
have to add in
outside.
like it's you.
You like running outside, be like, "Oh my god, did you hear there was fucking
There's a
Jarvis
Snorlax.
outside? Yeah,
There's a Snorlax.
outside."
Go get it.
And like four people, just like, yo,
Get it.
all of us can't, like, yo, we all just dropped service to like,
Yeah, but
go,
that's
like run out
And
here.
like that's what and then I'll be like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
It vanished. Fuck.
Yeah,
you
just like,
know?
oh, there's like 3 tables waiting on bread, guys. Like, just like,
Yeah, I know. The Snorlax is not going to tip you tonight.
Yeah.
He's not even paying your bills.
So,
Yeah.
no, he is not.
Just use your lunch hour running
Look,
around.
man,
yeah.
like, Ken and Beth, if you're listening, I know that you are still very much obsessed with the
Oh,
game,
snap.
but like,
I-
we're sorry to trash it.
Yeah.
But good luck. Catch them
Yeah,
all.
catch 'em
Catch
all.
them all,
Catch 'em
guys.
all,
Catch them all.
guys.
Go forth.
'em all.
Catch them all.
Tell me about it. Let me know.
Yeah, I know. Be like, hey guys, what'd you catch tonight?
Yeah.
But they were saying there's still a big group, that are out, but I think it died off.
Yeah.
It is like any trend though; it just picks up for a while
does.
and then it's gone.
I don't know. I'm trying to think about like what like is big right now. Like if there was
Fidget
something-
spinners.
They're so stupid.
Where do they come from?
There's
all
some
of
at
a
Acme.
Okay,
my-
all
so-
of a sudden they just popped out of nowhere and they
Every-
became
all
like
my
an it
coworkers.
I was
thing.
playing with one at work the other day. Like the kid got it for like he was like I picked it up at Acme for $4.99. It was just like all right, like but like I played with it for like a minute, just like just incredibly pointless. Like
It is. And then they're talking now that like the ones that my coworker at work was telling me that they were recalling some because they had high levels of mercury and lead in them.
Wow.
So like I guess when people are buying them from like Wish and like eBay China and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, they're obviously
Yeah.
not made, and they're giving them to their kids.
Dude,
You know,
such a stupid
man,
shit.
I watched somebody made a Batman one out of melted down bullet casings.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
It just seems kind of dangerous, though.
That does, you know.
And I'm like, you're really putting a lot of effort into a thing that serves absolutely no purpose.
Very true.
Granted, I haven't had a ton of time to play, but I played with one, and having had that experience, a yo-yo is so much more fun. I'm dead
I remember
serious. Like,
yo-yos.
Wow.
yo-yo rocks, like, in comparison.
That's like back in the day. Why
Yo.
can't they make a comeback?
Dude, you remember, like, yo-yos were, like, a popular 50s and 60s toy. It made an awesome comeback in the 90s with, like, the brain and everything like that.
Tricks and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and then, like, they die back out. Fucking, like, I mean, every once in a while, it'd come up too fast and hit your knuckles. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
it'd be so fun. Like, but playing with that spinner, I wasn't having no yo-yo. I just...
No, I don't get it. Like, I just don't think it,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, well, fidget toys, like, psychologically are good, you know.
I've
And
seen
it's
the actual fidget.
Like the
The
cubes.
cube one makes sense to me a little bit because that one at least is like a muscle memory game kind of.
I think
like,
you could use a fidget toy.
Right, like,
Maybe
but,
not
like,
a spinner,
the spinner,
but a
well, that's the other
fidget
thing. Like
toy.
spinner just like would like keep trying to switch fingers and stuff like that. It's like it's too distracting for me. And then I'm like, why am I playing with this stupid thing? Like,
I mean, I've seen like kids too walking around with 4 or 5 of them in their hand. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Like
And
Ninja
parents
Stars.
just go buy whatever the next thing
it's
is.
like Ninja Stars. It's like walking around, it's
Doesn't
like
it
trying to
make
spin.
doesn't it make you want to have kids?
Not really.
No,
I'm
they're
trying
a
to
lot
have
of
baby.
money.
Trying to have a baby
A baby?
eventually. I mean, not like today.
Well, like not like tomorrow. Like we're
Nah,
gonna go
like,
find
my
one.
my future, like
Yeah, I'm trying to have a baby like now.
Like
right
yeah,
now.
Like, hey, after this podcast, I'm going out to get a baby.
A baby.
Okay, yeah, like let me know how that works
Yeah,
out. Like
for
we'll
sure.
document the adventure. Like, are you ready to go? So,
Sean gets a baby.
oh God, you just names the podcast. Oh no. See what happens when I feed you ice cream?
Too much sugar.
The wild man over there.
Yeah, too much sugar. He's ready to make babies or steal babies.
Yeah, I was
We
very,
haven't
it
determined.
was very vague about how I
Yeah,
was
you did
coming
not
to-
tell us how you were obtaining
yeah.
said baby. Like,
I'll be getting this.
yeah. Hold.
I'm gonna go get a baby. Oh,
Okay. So a baby, not a bay. Like we're not gonna go get a bay.
I think a baby might help out before a baby.
You need a bay to get a baby.
Hey, I'm looking at a couple different options. I'm checking all my different resources here.
Just make sure you explore every
There's
avenue
a lot
that
of baby
there
avenues.
There's a lot of baby avenues. There is. There's like legal, illegal, like
Hey, exactly.
you know.
People babysit and they just never come back. Who knows?
Right,
Someone might want to
exactly.
name me Godfather. I might just go around searching around for people. Like, I might just go hang around the hospital for
Okay,
people that are looking
it's so
for,
funny.
like-
Like that viral story, the guys that put the Craigslist ad up looking for a stand-in dad for Father's Day because they were having a barbecue and their daddies couldn't be there, like for Father's Day. So they put a Craigslist ad and they said, "We need a dad to stand at the grill and cook and drink a beer while he does it." And use words like sport and champ and way to go. Like, and they like were so elaborate with this. And they were like, you won't be paid, just grilled meat and beer. But like, it's enough. They're looking, they might need 3 because there's 40 people coming to this barbecue.
Wow.
And they're holding out for Bill Murray. But like, they feel like he'd be a good fit. Yeah, so they're like totally.
Bill Murray's a hard guy to get a hold of. I
Yeah,
hear.
Billy, but they know he crashes parties sometimes, so I think that's why they're like,
he's super hipster. Yeah, he's.
they were like, hey, Bill Murray, we're
doesn't have
having a
like a-
party.
What? That'd be hilarious.
he doesn't have an
That'd be
agent
cool
or
shit.
anything. He like that. He's got like a collect for a number. Like he like.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he has like a 1-800 number.
yeah, he's got like 1-800. Like that's like how you get a hold of like Bill Murray. Like,
That's really,
that's so wild to me. Like,
That's so crazy.
remember, like, they did the, like, Mission to Lars Ulrich movie, like, where
Yeah.
it was, like, Mission to Lars. We should do, like, Mission to Bill Murray. Like, how many times can you call his 800 number before he'll show up at your party?
Oh man, and being on a conspiracy podcast, I just was thinking really quick because that got me thinking about Roger and Me, that Michael Moore documentary, which I really liked at the time until I found out that he got the meeting with Roger and never includes it in the documentary, which then therefore tainted me on Michael Moore forever because it's fucked up. Like, and then now he's got a new documentary coming out, and as much as when I dislike or hate the new president, or I don't even want to talk politics really as much. It's Fahrenheit 11/9, like is like the name of like his next like documentary coming out, and it's all about like the 2016 like election, the Trump administration. It's just like dude, like, you're bitching about it, but you're the quickest to exploit the situation. Like, you're the first to, like,
No,
capitalize
he
on
will,
it.
for
Like, it's just
sure.
like, you're a douche. Like, and then, again, like, even if I agreed with, like, everything he's trying to point out, it's that he does it with such a fucking objective lens. Like, he's not, like, it's subjective lens. Like, he's not a good objective documentarian. Like, it's so annoying.
Oh, he's biased.
And like
Completely
it's
biased.
okay that and then he like makes it sound like it's okay because he's open about it. And like that's one thing, but to edit your films in a way to make
People have already proven
relate. Exactly.
that he has taken things out of context, put them in ways that prove his point further. And it's like
Roger and me is that whole thing. I mean, the whole thing is about getting the meeting with Roger, and he gets the meeting, but he leaves it out because that he wouldn't have a movie if he
Right, well, that's it.
Who's
And
Roger?
It's the guy that was the head of Chrysler. Like when he wants to do the, it's all about the car companies going under, and he's trying to get an interview with the CEO.
right, and it's the whole thing is like him trying to get this
interview with the CEO and talk to him about. Like, he's like, let me just get 5 minutes of your time, whatever. And like, the guy, you think about the whole documentary. The documentary ends thinking like he like is getting dicked over the whole time, bullshit, and doesn't get the interview. But like, found out like afterwards, like no, he got the interview, just like included not to put that in the documentary.
Wow, that
because
is
it
kinda
doesn't.
shitty.
Right, it is.
That is shitty.
But
Yeah.
see, now I've seen a lot of people will do those documentary features about trying to meet like certain celebrities who do that. Because I always thought that the Mission to Mars one was pretty good because it was hysterical just what these people had to go through to get
Right.
this. It was a special needs guy that they were trying to get to Lars Ulrich, and it was just
Did they finally
they
meet him?
did, yes,
Yeah.
they did.
That's awesome.
But it was super cool because it said like, you know, it's like gonna be like Mission to Bill Murray.
That'd be so cool if they. I still think the Craigslist, just the whole idea of like just take.
But Craigslist like pulled the ad.
Like, aw.
And like nobody even understands what
Yeah,
that
it's
violated
weird about
even
it.
like,
I
you
mean,
know.
It's different. Like it's weird, but not like in a.
They said they had like a lot of response to it too, where people were like, "Okay, I'll get girl some freaking meat and drink some beer and
Sounds pretty good.
I
to me.
mean,
call
yeah,
you.
it's the thing
Hey
is,
there,
if you wanna
sport."
meet-
Like,
yeah, if you want the.
oh, and it said you had to like Jimmy Buffett and like tell like bad stories about something. It was like really funny.
That's awesome.
So good luck, gentlemen. Hopefully
Yeah,
you will find your fill-in dad like for Father's Day. That's a shame. I thought it was funny.
I think it's
though.
fantastic.
I thought it was
Yeah,
pretty
it's
funny.
cool as shit.
It's fantastic.
Definitely. But it's getting late, so we should probably wrap
Yeah,
up
we gotta wrap this
podcast
up.
number 51.
Number 51.
Number
That's pretty
51.
crazy.
So, Sean, what would you like to plug since you're here as our guest on episode 51,
On
not 50?
On
But
episode 51, I would like to I would like to plug again ageofthenerd.com. You can find all of our work there, all our stuff there, and
you got some podcast
some
stuff
podcast.
going
Yeah,
on.
we got Jonathan Trailer Thomas is available on
God,
iTunes.
every time you say it, I laugh. Okay, it's
Great
good.
name, great name.
Yeah, check us out.
JTT!
Yeah, check us out on iTunes, Jonathan Trailer Thomas, and then we also have Comic-Con Roundtables, which is available on Shout Engine as of right now and should be up on iTunes.
Oh, yeah, very shortly. But that should be interesting, guys. Definitely, if you would like to hear some of our Comic-Con adventures when we talk about these round tables. And
Yeah, they're the direct
speaking,
audio of
it is, yeah, no edits, no
No
nothing,
filter,
you
nothing,
know,
yeah.
so you can hear the raw interviews that come straight from the actual convention.
Before we have a chance to type them up and make it sound all pretty and like
Right.
all intelligent.
It's
you get to
Comic-Con
hear what
raw.
people
Like, it's
really
raw.
sound like.
It's raw.
And also, you can check out a lot of hopefully those videos that go along with them at the PCM YouTube channel and PCM interviews. And
PCM interviews.
AOTN video. Yep, so
Should be
that's my
good.
plugs.
Yes, please be sure to rate us, rank us on iTunes, leave us some comments, which you never ever do.
Never
and
ever
I
do. I
don't
check
really
every
know
day.
why.
No
I know
comments.
we cry.
We
Like
do.
a little bit.
We kinda-
There's
we-
like tears.
Tears of coffee.
There's tears as I look at my downloads and realize nobody leaves us any love. But shout out to Heather. She left us some love
She
the other
did.
day. So we have to get her on an episode of this
We
like
have to do
very
that.
soon.
Shout out.
Yeah.
On episode 51.
On episode 51. At least this time I'm not mentioning a whole bunch of corporations like I did on the other ones. But yep, we will tie it up.
Yes.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Drink lots of coffee.
Stay awake.
Stay awake all night and watch Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, be like Sean. Be like Sean.
Friends marathon at Sean's house. Like, message me for the address.
Yeah, if you wanna
like,
tweet-
PM me. Tweet me for the address.
Tweet me at McAgoon, MCAGOON, if you're up watching Friends.
Yeah.
Want to tell it to me.
Absolutely. He'll be up till like 5 in the morning. You're all good.
He will.